Okay. Alright, the first thing we do when we're setting up a product, any product, is we want to align it so that it stays in the center of our conveyor. We have nice little links right here, and our overhead is aligned to the center of these links. So if we grab two containers and put them on either side, we can bring in our rails so that we're perfectly in the center, so that when we come off our rails, our aligners right here will square our container just so that the overhead can grab it, and that's what happens during the labeling process. The container will not move from side to side because it's underneath this overhead. Very easy. This spacer right here adjusts. There are 4 twisties at the bottom here. Well, 2 twisties and 2 Allen heads, and it pulls in and out depending on what size product you have to give it the proper amount of spacing. The control for this is right here. Turn it on our control panel. You'll have to turn on the spacer button as well, and then the speed just adjusts by turning this knob up or down. Remember, you don't want it going the same speed as your conveyor because then you won't get spacing. You want to keep it at probably a 45% ratio depending on how fast you want to run your product or how big the space in between is. Okay, we're going to come on this side here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on our machine. We have 2 e-stops on this machine. One is on the control panel and one is on the other side. Can we scratch that? Alright, that was my mistake. This is the Econo version of our Series 3 machines. Therefore, there's only one e-stop here, which is right here. You push it in to stop the machine, turn it clockwise, and pull it out so that you can grab or push in your green button and all your light functions come on. Okay, your spacer, what we were just talking about on the other side, is right here. Spacer button, push it, and because our switch was on, we have it running here. So we can go ahead and shut that off. Our aligners, again, is marked aligners, so we turn that on, and again you want to keep these 2 are running independently. You have your in and out and your up and down. The up and down is independent. So if you have a odd-shaped container, you're able to bring this side up or bring this side up to fit your product perfectly. Your overhead, the overhead button, you tap it and this belt right here moves. Same thing like your conveyor. Tap your conveyor and here it is on. Okay. We don't want to touch the label heads until we bring our product down in front of our label heads in order to adjust our peel plate to the contour of the container. We grab a clean one here. Every contour is going to be different. Some might have thin here and it angles up like this. Our label head can be adjusted tilt-wise in order to fit it, both in and out this way and right and left. So we have lots of adjustments. We stick this in here, turn on our spacer, and what we're going to do is I'm going to hold this reset button and it slows down the whole entire machine. Right when it gets in front of the peel plate, I'm going to go ahead and hit the e-stop. Okay? And we want to do one side at a time. Either the A side, which is the same side as the control panel, or the B side, which is the side we're standing on here. We would take the brush assembly out of the way, and we would make sure that the product and the peel plate is roughly 1 millimeter or 1 saw blade thickness between. There's a space in between. That's so we do not wrinkle when we apply the label. Again, we have many adjustments with this. You don't want to do this aligning with labels on here. We've already done this for you guys. But here is your up and down adjustment here. Has millimeter increments so that you can keep a folder for any product that you have. Gives you a rough estimate starting point of what you did the last time. Same thing with this one. This is our in and out adjustment. Increments again are right here. Now these are the very unique adjustments. This one right here, I'm going to use north, south, east, and west. When you loosen this up and you turn it, it tilts the whole label head west to east, side to side. So you'll be able to tighten that down, get a nice angle if you need to, depending on your product. This one underneath here, this grabs the whole label head and moves it north and south. That angle we were talking about, this is what you would do in order to achieve that goal. On the label head, very simple, there is a diagram up on top. that shows you how to do the web pattern. It's very simple, and you will know if you do it wrong because the chatter on the stepper motor, it'll if you've missed one of these posts. It's all for tension, and it's all to keep it running straight. This right here is our drive assembly. This is the only thing with the motor on it at our on our label head. This is the pinch roller assembly. This rubber piece right here, the pinch roller, cannot be cleaned with alcohol. It has to be used with mineral spirits or D-lemonine. Very important is this lock right here. You open it to thread the label through. You have to close it. If you do not close it, it will not grab the label head or label and pull it through. So you will not get an accurate labeling. Most important is this brush right here. This is what our tension brush is. I'm going to go ahead and drop it down. And I'm going to tighten it, and then as you can see the brush, I have it curled a little bit. If you do not have the proper tension on the label as it's going through, your label will label like this. It'll go up and down continuously, and you'll never have a good placement. And it is a very important thing we get the call all the time. My label's walking, they find out their tension brush is like this. Put it nice and tight, and you're good to go. Other than that, this label head is very easy. The adjustments, up and down, in and out, west to east, make sure to tighten that back down, and north to south on the bottom. All to the contour of the bottle you have in front of your peel plate. Okay, for preventative maintenance, or if you get labels that are stuck inside this pinch roller here, we're going to unlock them, and it's very easy. You grab the knurl knob here, counterclockwise, loosen it up. You can take your cleaners, whatever you need to. If you use rubbing alcohol on this side, make sure that it's dry before it goes back inside the pinch roller so that it does not dry out the pinch roller. That's very important. Very easy to put this back in. There are two spots at the bottom where these points go in. Here, go ahead. These points go right at the bottom. Wiggle it just a little bit, make sure they're in. And once they're in, tighten it back down. First. Today's going to be the hard day. Okay, and when we're done, put it back on, we're good to go. Go ahead and... Okay, as far as this gap sensor goes, they're very easy to run. I'm going to turn on my machine so that you can see the light come on. Okay, now I'm going to advance this by hand, and you're going to see the light change. Okay, that means it's reading the gap. In order to set that, what I do is I peel off this label right here, I put the gap sensor in the middle, and I push and hold the light until the red starts blinking. That adjusts the sensitivity either up or down, see either light or dark. Right now it's running perfectly, so we're not really gonna mess with that, but I like it, the light in the gap and dark on the label itself. And the same thing goes for the other side. Very easy.
Show them how you are advancing the label head.
Sure. With the label head off, the stepper motor is not going to grab. So I'm able to grab this and just turn it. That's all I'm doing in order to advance it. But with the label head on, you should never be able to turn it. Nice and tight. Because that means the stepper motor is engaged. Alright, we're at a control panel here. As we talked about before, everything that you have component-wise is lit up on this MDC board. This is the Master Drive Control Board. This is the brains of everything here. Your product conveyor, your overhead conveyor, your aligner and spacer. The best thing about this machine is we run completely synchronized. This machine speed, when you have your label head on or any other component, when you turn this up or down, everything speeds up with it. Your label head already knows that you're going 23.4 meters a minute. Your overhead's automatically adjusted, everything. I'm going to turn on my aligners, see how fast they're running now. Everything is automatic. The other good thing about it is, we'll slow this back down, we also have individual speed controls. Say we're running a label and it's wrinkling, we're getting a vertical wrinkle in the middle of our label. If we push and hold the label head button, this is a percentage to the machine speed. So it's saying it's running 100% to the machine speed. So if I took this down to say 97, that means I'm stretching the label. No longer am I going to get the vertical wrinkle, it'll stretch itself out. But we're not having any of those problems, so we'll keep it at 100. Same thing with the overhead. If we didn't have a spacer, if we didn't have aligners in here and we wanted to space our product, we could turn that speed down too. Okay, straight over here to your, this is your number one label head board. This is label head A, which is on the same side as the control panel, same side as the transmission. Your label position, this is very important. Label position, if you take a metric ruler and measure from your product sensor eye to the edge of your peel plate, that is the distance in millimeters that you put in your label position. So we roughly put it as 455 millimeters. Your label flag is how much the label is sticking off of your peel plate. I don't know if you can see right there on label head A, there's a little bit of label sticking off the side of here, off the peel plate. And that's where you adjust it through the label flag. Label pitch never is anything in label pitch, it's always 0, always. Your function buttons are really easy. Feed, you tap that, you have one label that comes out. Jog is a little bit at a time. Normal mode, this is counting per piece that 29 pieces have gone in front of this product sensor eye. You can reset that at the beginning of a shift so that you can keep totals. If you hit the total, that's how many has been run on this machine total. Also, if you take it out of normal mode and put it at least 2 products through here, you will get a per minute estimation of how many you're running. So we run 2 of these in here with our spacing. They'll say, you know, 30 in here, so it means you're running 30 a minute at 15 meters a minute machine speed. We can go all the way up to 30 meters with this machine. So your adjustability is really on. Batch function, if you turn on the batch and you have 10,000, I'm not going to put all the numbers in here, but we'll go like this. That's how many you can put in there, and as soon as one goes through, it takes through. My finger went through twice, but that's what it'll do. It'll count down to 0 until, you know, nothing's left, and that's just to help you guys out during your process. Printer, you don't have one, so you don't use that. Any of these function buttons you do not use as well. They're not lit up for you. They're for other applications. Here's the other thing I'm going to teach real quick. You like this right here. Your label position is perfect. Your flag is perfect. Everything is perfect. The speed, everything. So we turn on all of our components. I'm going to push. We'll go through that one more time. Tap, set. We go into our program. We have 99 programs we can put in here. I'm going to go to 10. All the numbers went to 0. Okay? Push and hold set, and all the numbers come up. Tap set one more time, and we're back into normal function, so that if you come in one day and you don't know what's going on, nothing is running right, and we'll go dramatic. And all these numbers are changed. Even your speeds. Let's change some of your speeds too. Push and hold overhead. Drop this down. So all you have to do is tap set. Go to 10. Tap set one more time. And now, all the changes that were made go right back to what your program is. Your label pitch, label flag, everything is exactly the way you had it and you set it. So that if any time you go in and something's not right, just put back in your program and start fresh. try this again. The speed is not adjusted. Back pressure is key. We'll go right up on top here with those. Placement of the label is beautiful. Flip it around. And again, because there's objects already on here, old labels and stuff like that, if there's any kind of imperfections, that's what it is. Otherwise, it's absolutely beautiful. Alright, when you get this machine, if you have any questions above and beyond what this video shows, please feel free to call our Tronics office at 219-769-0876. My name is Jason. I'm the tech that walked you through this, and I'm here Monday through Friday with 3 other techs that will be happy to answer any kind of questions you may have.